Yeah, I don't care what anybody says, this Gohan is infinitely superior. So I was looking through my YouTube recommendations today, and I saw something very interesting. It was a poll going over the best variations of Gohan in Xenoverse 2, and the options were Teen Gohan, for some reason, Future Gohan, why, terrible, base game Adult Gohan, he's okay, and Gohan Beast, he's okay. But guess who wasn't on that poll? Not only was Kid Gohan not on that poll, that little freaking speed demon, but also this guy, DBS Gohan, was not on that poll. And to top it all off, Gohan Beast got all of the votes in that poll. Pretty much everybody unanimously agreed that Beast Gohan was superior. And that is just simply untrue. This character, man, this character, DBS Gohan, has got to be the most criminally misunderstood character in the entire game. Nobody understands this character except a select few people that I know, including myself. Nobody knows. Just, I say nobody, I'm generalizing, but nobody knows this character. Nobody knows just how superior he is in every single way compared to this character here. And this is who he often gets compared to aside from Beast, is the character that people often believe he is a reskin of. And here's the thing, he's not a reskin. He has similar animations, but DBS Super Hero Gohan is not a reskin. He's got shorter, faster combos that mix in the same animations. But that's part of the problem with the original base game, Adult Gohan. His animations are too long and slow because he comes directly. They took his moveset, the way he plays, directly from the first game, Xenoverse 1. Pretty much every single function of this Gohan, except for the additional Xenoverse 2 mechanics, is directly taken from Xenoverse 1. And with that comes the janky, slow-paced nature of the character. They didn't speed him up. And here's the thing. DBS Gohan is not a reskin, like the majority of the community would have you believe. Base Gohan is inferior to DBS Gohan purely because DBS Gohan is a revamp of the character. A superior version that is specifically tailor-made for the faster combat pace of Xenoverse 2. He also is just stronger. He's the highest hitting Gohan aside from Gohan Beast. This character can absolutely melt health bars. With his high basic attack damage, but his super attack damage too. I am not even using the full power of this character because I don't have his super soul stacked. But as you saw right there, that was such a simple combo. And look at the absolute gargantuan levels of damage it inflicted. Comparison? Much less damage and far more slow. Like, it's just far slower in every way compared to DBS Gohan. Even when this Gohan is transformed, he's still slower. You have to fly a good distance before you can actually hit them. That's his strongest infinite combo right there, aside from this, of course. And this is where most people criticize DBS Gohan, is because this Gohan has access to Ki Blast Cannon, and DBS Gohan does not have that move. But to be honest, he doesn't need that move. because he's got much better versions of existing skills. His Hawk Charge is better than the original. It combos very easily. It can combo on knockbacks. It has a modified version where if you hold it down, it uses just a little bit more time, but you still get a follow-up at the end, and it's completely inescapable. On top of doing pretty high damage, even when I don't have the Super Soul stacked up. When I have the Super Soul stacked up, this thing hits like an absolute truck. And so does the Masenko. I didn't even get into the Masenko. It's a slightly better version than the original. It's just as fast if you just throw it out, but it has the additional ability to be charged for a little extra damage. And that can become devastating. Because just look at how much damage it does. That was just a very simple combo into a fully charged Masenko. Easily one of the things that makes him one of the highest damaging cast in the game. Yes, I am comparing him with Beast Gohan. When this character has his Super Soul stacked, and he is in his awoken state, he is capable of dishing out pretty comparable damage to Gohan Beast. And to be honest, he's much more efficient than Gohan Beast. Gohan Beast's best two skills are his Beast Cannon and Demon Flash Strike, the second input. The rest of his skills kinda suck when compared to DBS Super Hero Gohan's skills. Just look at that. Look at how fast that kills. Like, you basically have to vanish this guy every time he hits you because he hits so hard. And the Masenko still has the backflip function, and you can hold it down even when you backflip. And because it's a single hit move, you have to evasive it before it hits you, otherwise you're taking the full damage. Then there's also the fact that he's got some of the dumbest cancel windows in the game that the older Gohan simply just does not have. Clear example, this. See how fast I'm able to turn around after you snap vanish? It's pretty much immediate. I can immediately autocorrect myself and turn around. This is one of the best things about this character, is that while he can suffer from slow turnaround, he is one of the more easily autocorrecting characters in the game. You can, well, actually not autocorrect, but manually correcting him is a lot easier to do than with the majority of the game's cast. And there's actually one cancel in particular, which is in his best loop, by the way. This is easily his best loop, and that is because of the fact that if you vanish this pretty much at any time, particularly after that, I can immediately turn around and start smacking you up out of your vanish. It is basically like a Crush Cannon cancel turnaround. It's practically instant, and I can immediately start smacking you again. See? Just immediate. You do not have time to defend yourself. That's easily one of his best loops, and it has one of his best vanish cancel catches. The other Gohan just does not have that. He has to commit into that knee. And he cannot turn around immediately. He has to back it, or he has to use a super. Then you've also got the fact that this Gohan easily has one of the dumbest unvanishable setups in the game. Look at how much damage that did, and look at how fast it was. And it comes after the dreaded, infamous Goku elbow attack. This is easily one of his dumbest tools, and it can melt health bars. It can really force your opponent to vanish. Or rather, it can force your opponent to pretty much always vanish because they're afraid of getting hit by that combo. Even if they got an instant rise, you're still forcing them to use their stamina. Because you do not want to take this attack. It's a 4-bar stronger version of Super Kamehameha. And he's even got a stronger version too. You can unvanishable after this combo just like you can with the original OG base Gohan. That was a little redundant, but you get what I mean. It's stupid how good this character is. Oh, and did I mention also that he's got a unique heavy attack that can be kind of used as a pseudo backstep counter. If you time this right, as long as your opponent doesn't have a lot of reach on their attack, you can kind of use this as a pseudo dodge counter. It doesn't have iframes, but it has just enough speed to where you can kind of use it as a kind of counter attack. And you can also use it as a way to bait into things like this. This is easily one of his best baits. People think that you're gonna commit into this. Instead, you key cancel that kick by going into a square attack after the triangle. And it's very fast, as you can see right there. And this Gohan also just has superior loops as well. He's got a block cancel there, but it's a little awkward because of the angle it sends you at. But it's just faster versions of the same loops this Gohan has. See? He's just basically a revamped version of base game Gohan. And I didn't even get into his burst rush. His burst rush is different too. It's not the same thing as the original Gohan's. The original Gohan's has a glaring weakness, and this is the main reason why people don't use burst rush as a counter. It's because of this. You can 1-bar vanish this on reaction. And even though it has armor, you have enough time to grab them. That is not a problem with the new burst rush that this Gohan possesses. This Gohan's burst rush is not 1-bar vanishable. Because as you see right there, he goes into a backstep. Dimps specifically designed this version of burst rush to be anti-counter. You cannot counter this by 1-bar vanishing, and you cannot counter it by instant rise punishing either, because he can also do this. What the? Why the heck did he throw out a charge ki blast? That was weird. You cannot instant rise punish this either, because he does a little backflip, as you see right there. If you instant rise this, specifically if the counter misses at that hit, he will do an automatic backflip, and after that automatic backflip, he recovers so fast that he can punish you with a raw hawk charge before you can react. And yes, just like the original, his burst rush still has armor. See? You can't stop him. This is the only way you can counter it. You have to be at the top of the map, and you have to block that last hit and grab. That is the only way you can counter his counter attack. And then, to top it all off, he's got another ultimate attack that is extremely dumb. His Super Dragon Flight skill, oh my gosh, This skill is retarded. Not only does it hit extremely hard, especially when you've got all of the Super Souls stacked up and you're in your Awoken skill. Because he gets, I think it's like a whopping 50% damage if you have the Super Soul and the Awoken skill at the same time. But this move hits super duper hard. You can combo out of it at the top of the map. As long as you have to kind of like mash it. But you can get a combo extension after it at the top of the map. Because the ceiling pushes them against the ceiling. The combo of the move pushes them against the ceiling and it allows you to continue with basic attack. But not only that, it has deceptive reach. And to top it all off, it has freaking guard armor from frame 1 to the last frame. Literally, the moment this move comes out, you're completely invincible to all attacks. Unless it's an attack that instantly breaks guard. Because it has guard armor from start to finish. Meaning, you can do this. You see how much armor it has? And that means that you can use his ultimate attack as a full invincible reversal. Now, for you who don't know, those of you who don't know what that lingo is, that comes from fighting games. A reversal is something that has full invincibility frames, and you use it usually after getting knocked down. When your opponent's trying to hit you right as you get up, you use an invincible move to counter that hit. This is basically what you can do with the Super Dragon Flight. You can use it on reaction. You can perfect block this on reaction, but because it has guard armor, you can use this on reaction to certain attacks. To essentially full reversal somebody for trying to approach you recklessly like that. Now, it's not going to work if somebody is waiting for it. If somebody's waiting for it, like I said, it can be blocked or perfect blocked. And I'm not sure if it's... No, it's safe on block. It's only unsafe whenever it's just guarded. If you just guard the skill, it is punishable. But most people aren't going to be able to do that on reaction. And it has guard armor all the way through, like I said. So you can't raw break them either. But you do have the opportunity to break them after just guarding the first hit and the second hit. If you fail to block the first hit, you can do this as well. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. This move is one of the strongest 3-bar ultimate skills in the game. It just hits so hard. It hits so fast. And, like I said, armor. It may be guard armor, but it's still armor. If you're not prepared for it, and you try and recklessly approach, you have to react with something that has armor as well if you want to stop this from just smacking you upside the face. It will counter things like dashing squares, which is the best thing about it. The only bad thing about DBS Gohan, and this is a very simple fix, Dimps, if you're watching, just make this Spirit Slash a 2-bar. There is no reason for this to be a 3-bar. The gimmick of it teleporting is not worth the 3-bar cost. If you just make this a 3-bar, to be honest, DBS Gohan would pretty much be perfect. He would be the perfect Gohan in the game, for me. And to be honest, I'm really hoping this really brings to light what you guys have been missing out on, and I want you all to try this character out. If you have him, of course. And maybe it'll encourage you to buy him too, if you didn't get the Gamma 1 and 2 DLC that came with him. Anyways, that is all I wanted to go on over in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share the video, subscribe to my channel if you are new. I do my best to upload as often as I possibly can, and that ultimately helps me to keep pumping out more content like this in the foreseeable future. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.